Why is it important to rank on Google? It's because that's where people go to find answers to their problems. And answers meaning services to handle what it is that they don't want to do. So they're looking for a landscaper, they're going on Google. If they're looking for home remodeling, if they're looking for a roofer, if they're looking for a gym class, anything, you name it, right? People are going to Google to find where is it that they want to go. So today I'm going to break down a little bit on how those clicks get distributed on that actual coveted first page of Google. So a little bit of Google 101 today. All right. So it's already been established, right? And there's a ton of reports that come out yearly. Google still has the lion's share when it comes to people utilizing their service for search. So you can see that Bing, Yahoo, and then there's a handful of others that are in there, but Google's the majority of it. And you can see how it trends to mobile way more than desktop, way more, a decent amount more, right, than desktop is using Google. And mainly the reason for that is Google's like the default search engine on just about every phone. I mean, even Apple at one point tried to come out with its own map product, its own map service, and dropped it shortly thereafter because it just wasn't performing the way that so many people were used to using, which was Google's maps. And so Google knows that, and Google knows also that people are trending to using their mobile. There's not many people who are on desktops compared to who is on their phone doing searches and inquiries and so on and so forth. So Google has the lion's share, right? If it was somebody else, we'll be talking about them today, but it's not. It's Google. So we want to see, okay, what does it mean to be on the page of Google? So we're going to break down the page anatomy, right, of the first page of Google. So it breaks up into three major sections. First section is the paid ads. This is where you pay, it's called AdWords is the program, and the paid ads are done in an auction type setup where you would place a bid for a certain position, and as long as you had the highest bid, you would have the highest position or get placed. Now, the more people that bid for that particular position, and by position I mean keyword, right? So, for example here, these guys have all bid, or they're looking for the keyword Las Vegas dentist. So they want to come up for Las Vegas dentist. And depending on how many people are bidding, that particular cost per click, right, will go up. That CPC will go up. I've seen CPCs as high as a couple of $100 per click, right? And some as low as a couple of cents. So what the two major factors is the people who are competing for that keyword and how popular that keyword is. So what's the revenue behind that keyword? So you can imagine that a mobile notary service, right? It's a low cost product. Doesn't have the revenue to spend a lot. So the cost per click there will be cheaper in comparison to, let's say, plastic surgery in Beverly Hills, right? That service is way more expensive. There's way more revenue. And so the cost per click there, we're talking, 30, 40, 50 bucks. So that's the paid ads, and they come up in the very top. Now, next section is what we call the map pack, and this has changed across the past couple of years. There used to be 10 of them. They used to be on the right hand side. Then there used to be 7, kind of still on the right hand side. Now they brought it down to 3, and they put it smack dab right in the middle, in between the paid ads and the organic. And here you get to see, and this is actually really optimized, or looks really good when it comes to a phone, which is why a lot of times this will get a higher click-through rate than ads or organic, because it's just set up really nicely to be easy to call on a phone. So that's called the map pack. And then the bottom section here, the rest, everything past the map pack, is what we call organic results. And here's where people's websites come up. Now, I'm going to talk about how to rank into these sections. I'll give a real quick overview of how to rank these sections in a second. Now, let's say 1,000 people go to this site, not to this site, but they type in this search term in a month. So from those 1,000 people, right? I'll probably forget about this last bit of information. Almost everyone finds the answer that they're looking for on the first page of Google. So it's why we kind of joke in our online marketing world that yeah, where's the best place to hide a dead body? On the second page of Google. Because honestly, if you don't exist on the first page, you're barely getting any traffic. You might get some, but nothing in comparison to the first page. And that's just because Google is really good at what it does, right? It knows how to get answers to people, and people trust and there's enough options on the first page that people don't have to go any further than that, right? So now, going back to our 1,000 people. So there's 1,000 people that search for Las Vegas dentists. So let's see how these break up into these three different sections. So on average, about 18% of people will click on one of the ads. Now you notice that the ads are on the very top, right? It's the first thing that people see. Now the reason that percentage isn't higher is that people don't trust ads, right? People, it feels like it is. Someone bought their way here, right? So it doesn't have that trust factor. It doesn't feel like they earned it, or they made their way here, or they earned this position. They just bought their way in. So that's why a lot of people pass it up. But I mean, a lot is relative, right? So out of 1,000 people, that's what, like a little bit, 180 people click on this on one of the ads. Hey, that's not bad. That's a good amount of business coming into somebody, right? And everything that we're talking about is very kind of bird eye view, very entry level conversation, because even within this little section alone of the paid ads, there's ways and techniques to make sure that your ad is the one that people are clicking on. So moving on. From here, we have the map pack, and 44% of the clicks go into the map pack. And the reason for that is, one, again, it's higher than organic. And so people just get to it first. And it's set up in a way for people to get what they need really quick. So they're able to see, one, oh, they have a website, they can go to the website, they can get directions, they get the hours, they get the location. And more important, I want to say, than any of that is they have reviews. So here are reviews for this particular service, so they can see easily, well, how many people have gone here? Because if a guy has 200 reviews, it must be more popular than the guy who has 40 reviews. And then how good are these reviews, right? Are they 2 stars average, 3 star, 5 star? So most people end their search here because they find, one, a company that's open, that has good reviews, and it has enough reviews to give them confidence that those reviews are real and legitimate, and they will go ahead and contact that company. Then the rest, so 38%, then end up in the organic section. And so here's where they click onto a website and then contact the company from there for that particular service. Now, let's break down this organic section. So if we were to blow up this organic section, that 38% from earlier will break down into this. 32% would be clicking on the first option, about 14 on the second, and then 10% on the third, and so on and so forth, right? The last 5 sections is anywhere between 1 to 4%, depending on the position. Page 2 is getting 4% or less, and 2% is going all the way to page 3 and beyond. So you can see how important it is to rank high on Google and what that means when it comes to volume. So with this example, 1,000 people were searching for this particular keyword a month, and you can see the percentages or the numbers that these companies are getting because they exist here, and the difference between the first position, which is getting 32% of the clicks, to the last position or anyone on page 2 that's getting less than 4%. So that's why the first page of Google is so coveted. Now, a lot of people are like, well, hey, if the map pack is that important or is getting that many more clicks over the organic and over the paid, can't I just be in the map pack? And that would be great, except that how Google ranks the map pack is, there's a lot of factors, right? But one of the major factors is where your organic page is listed. So you'll see, I think it has it here. Let me go back to this. So you'll see here, maybe you'll see here, hopefully it's not too small. Tender Dental, right? Tender Dental comes up, but they also have the fourth position, no, the fifth position on the organic, right? And you'll see here Absolute Dental, right? They're in the map pack, but they also have the second position here in organic. So most of the time, anyone who's ranking in the maps, right, also has a very high ranking site, which is still why SEO is important, because it's part of it. It's how you get into the map pack. One of the ways, but one of the major ways, right, or one of the most influential ways on how to get into the map pack. The other thing also that you'll notice, and this is what we suggest most of our clients doing, is to take up several positions on the first page of Google. So you can see that Absolute Dental and Tender Dental, right, they have a position in the maps, but they also have a position in the organic. And what they should is also have a small position, right, in the ads. So when the customer is scrolling and they see an ad, they see them here, and they see them here, oh, it's a no-brainer. These guys have to be good. Let me just go with them. And all you're doing is just providing more, putting more lines in the water, right, to be able to hook a client, right? So the more lines you have out, the more opportunities you have for them to jump in. And so yeah, so that is why ranking on Google should be important to any business who is looking to bring on more clientele. Like always, if you have any questions, shoot them over and look out for the next video.